Hello guys and welcome back. Today I am going to do another new makeup try on, or maybe Sephora sale try on. I have already done a video, I can link it down below, but I bought quite a few eyeshadow products. I was only able to use one of the Dior quads like this, and I got a lot of questions about this makeup by Mario. Also, I have this Rephr lip combo and some other products that I just didn't get a chance to show them in that video. Also, I'm going to try on some new products that were sent to me or I picked up that aren't necessarily at Sephora, so it's going to be kind of a mashup of everything. Ooh, I really want to try this Caliray blush as well. I didn't get a chance to try it in the last video, so it's just going to be just a mashup of video. You can grab your makeup, get ready with me, and let's get started. I was out and about last week shopping and I had my water jug with me and I forgot it somewhere. If you guys remember, I used to have a sage color of this Hydrojug and I was so devastated. I live by these things. If I don't have it with me, I will not drink water. So I decided to get another color. This is beautiful. I think in person it's even prettier than online. This is, I think, the autumn something oak autumn color. It is limited edition, so if you're looking for a great way to carry your water with you and keep it cold, this is incredible. This is from Hydrojug and these will not leak. Like, I trust this so much that I put it with electronics in my purse. I hope Andrew's not watching this, but yeah, I love it. It is my favorite so far. You can hold it like this. It fits in your cup holder in the car and it's the best. So I'm sticking with water right now because I just finished a coffee. Anyway, I'm digressing. Let's start with the base. I was trying to decide what foundation to wear because I don't have any foundation. I have tested the one size foundation in my last video and I really like it. I had issues with the pump and a lot of you guys said you have to shake it because the product's so thick to kind of mix it and then it will pump. After about a day of pumping, I got it to work. So it is working, but I don't think I want that much coverage. I think I'm going to stick with the Dior stick foundation. It's so nice. I have the shade 2.5. However, underneath I have this new Chantecaille broad spectrum SPF 45 primer. This isn't new on the market, it's just new to me, but Chantecaille reached out and asked if I need any products and I said, you know what, I'm really curious about this. So they sent it over along with a couple other products, but this is the one that I really want to show you because I've been absolutely loving it. So it's an oil-free, it says to shake well before use, and you can use it as a moisturizer, SPF, or a smoothing primer. So the texture is very liquidy. Oh, it's gonna get in between my rings. And I have loved this one, putting it under my foundation. It acts as a moisturizer, as a primer. It has protection. So I am loving this product. It has such a smoothing feel to it, yet moisturizing and light. So it's beautiful. It's very expensive, but honestly, I think I would repurchase it with my own money because I've been enjoying this so much lately. So just wanted to mention that, and I think it's gonna work great with this stick foundation. I'm just gonna swipe this on. I have a bruise right there, ignore it. There we go. It may be just a smidge dark just because I'm so fair right now, but we will make this work. And I'm using my Merit brush. It's an incredible brush. It doesn't soak much of the product, but it's dense enough where it just blends it in so nicely. This is quickly becoming my #1 stick foundation in my entire collection. I think it's even beating the Tom Ford at this point. First of all, I don't even think that one's available anymore. I think it's discontinued. But even compared to that, I feel like this one is even more smooth on the skin, mostly if you have drier skin. It's so good. Okay, moving on to the new concealer. I actually have two new concealers here. I have this from Iris and Romeo, and then the one from MAC. I have tried both of them, and I like both of them. They're really, really nice, but I feel like a lot of you guys would want to see the MAC more. I have mine in the shade NC20, and it is a very, very thin concealer. I've seen it around for a couple months. I want to say it was released a couple months ago, and so far I've been loving it. And I thought I would just show you real quick. The color, initially I thought it was way too yellow for me, but it actually works pretty well. I'm taking the BK Beauty brush 109. This is part of a trio set, and it is so beautiful. Let me look for the other ones. This is the trio right here, and it comes with this little pouch. This is the 101, which is my favorite foundation brush. The 109, absolutely incredible for so many things. I use it for concealer, contour, and then the A506. So these are pretty much, I think, their best sellers for the face. If you have been curious about BK Beauty, and if I could only suggest one set, it would be this one. It comes with this little pouch, and I think BK Beauty has a sale going on right now, 30% off site-wide. It's absolutely worth it, and if you've been interested, get it now. I don't think you can get a better deal than this on these 3 brushes. So that is how the concealer blends in. Very soft, easy. The consistency of this is so thin, and the 506 is great for right in here for the concealer. So a little bit about this concealer. The texture, like I mentioned, is very, very thin, and I really like that. Usually I'm not the biggest fan of extremely thin concealers because they can kind of break apart on my skin and my under eye. But with this one, it has enough hydration where it sticks together. And does it crease? It creases if I don't set it, just because it is quite hydrating. But I would say 90% of my concealers kind of crease a little bit if I don't set them. I'm going to build this up a little bit more. The coverage that I get, it's usually about medium coverage. You can still see a little bit my bruise right here. And also I have to let you guys know that my face is peeling. I kind of took a break from my skincare while I was gone, or I wasn't so aggressive. And I came back and got back into my routine, my retin-A and everything, and it is definitely peeling a little bit. So if you see some of that on the skin, it's definitely not the products, it's just my skin. It's actually doing much better than it did yesterday. This morning, I actually woke up and Andrew looked at my skin and he's like, "You're peeling, like your whole face is peeling," and I just had dead skin everywhere. So I did a quick mask that helped kind of remove some of that skin, but it's definitely not all gone. So even on top of that, I think that these products work so well. The concealer I really do like, and again, this is not usually my favorite type of consistency in a concealer, but this is really nice. I think this is the first MAC product that I truly love in quite some time. I tend to like concealers to be a little bit more creamy rather than thin and serumy, but this does a great job, and the coverage doesn't get lost. Sometimes when you have such a thin consistency, the product can kind of get lost once you blend it out, but this one actually keeps its coverage. So I think MAC did a great job with it. My chin is definitely still peeling. For contour bronzer, I did repurchase my Skin Enhancer, but I still have a little bit of the old one. This is in light medium, so we're just gonna try to finish this up before I open the other one, but I definitely did repurchase that one. That's definitely gonna be my collection probably for as long as I do makeup. It's one of my favorite products. It's subtle, it's beautiful, and I think I went through a total of 3 at this point. I'm going to take this also right here. I like to do this. It's very subtle, but it gives the illusion that your eye is a little bit more lifted. As you can see, this foundation is quite glowy. These lights make everything look a little bit more glowier than they are, but we need to powder. I do have this powder from Jouer. They sent me a couple things, and I don't know if this is a setting powder or a finishing powder. There you go. It has this print on it. It's really pretty, but if I show you like this, it's washed out. So let's see. I have the color Translucent. Oh, it's very, very soft. I may use this all over the face and use my Makeup by Mario powder for under the eyes. So I'm going to take a little bit of the Makeup by Mario, and I will use a puff. This is in the lighter shade, like pink something. But I will work it into the puff and then go under my eyes. Let's make sure that, oh wow, that concealer did not crease at all. Okay, that's interesting. It is very glowy though, so I do need to powder the glowiness away, but it has not creased at all. Wow, I'm actually quite surprised. I have worn this a couple times and I always set it thinking that it would crease, but I take that back. This has not creased at all. So let's set this right here. This powder is so good. It just smooths out everything. And I take quite a bit off. And going on this side. Okay, let's move on to this powder right here. First of all, the packaging is so beautiful, right? It feels very luxurious. They also sent me this set. This is a Radiant Rose Face and Lip Set. I assume this is kind of a highlighter and a gloss, a lip oil. Okay, but we're gonna stick with the powder right now. I'm gonna take this fluffy brush. This is from Morphe A22. And I'm just gonna build the product there. Make sure I tap off. And I'm gonna kind of set the forehead first. Let's see. I know nothing about the powder, okay? But I'm just curious how it looks like. Okay, it's not very matte. It still has kind of a little bit of luminosity, but it looks beautiful actually. I'm gonna set all of this just to see how it looks like. That looks beautiful. Oh wow, it's not drying at all. That looks really nice. Okay, Jouer, this is a really beautiful powder. If anything, it reminds me a little bit of the Chantecaille powder. Not quite as luminous as Hourglass, nothing like that. It still is setting. It's not glowy, but it's not matte either. I'm actually really liking this so far. And like I mentioned, my skin is peeling and it's quite dry right now. And so far it's doing well. Oh, the chin is peeling so bad, even around my forehead. My skin is just... Maybe today was not the best day to record this video, but alas, here we are. I'm going to test out the Caliray Blurry Blush. I've tested it out once after my haul. I love this color, it's so beautiful. In my last video, I mentioned that I felt like it was a little bit splotchy, but I have tested it out once since and I did not have that issue. So we're going to try this again. This is a Rephr 04 brush. And I'm working off of my hand and there's a lash hair there. But we're building this color up slowly. And we'll see how this looks. So far, I don't see it being splotchy or separated. I think the key is to make sure that you work the product into your brush and then go on your cheek. And it will give you that soft blur effect. It's more of a matte finish. I'm gonna add a little bit more. I feel like it doesn't show up on camera that well, but I'm working it into the brush and then I'm putting it on the cheek. because it dries down quite quickly, I think that's where you can have issues with it being splotchy or separating. Because if it dries down quickly and you're trying to work the product into your skin, that can definitely separate it. So in conclusion, this blush formula, it's nice. I like it if you are looking for a more matte finish liquid blush. I think it's really pretty, quite blurring. It doesn't have any glow to it once you blend it in. And I've learned to enjoy it. I was a little disappointed in the beginning, but the more I worked with it, the more I liked it. And the key for me is to work the product first into the brush rather than put the dots on your cheeks. Let's open up this duo from Jouer. And this is the oil, and here is the little highlighter. Ooh, the color looks so beautiful. Let's see. Okay, this is a soft highlighter. It's exactly what I enjoy, so I am gonna put this on. I'm just taking a fan brush from Rephr number 20, and we're gonna go right here, softly, in here. Okay, so if you like soft highlighter, this is beautiful. Beautiful. It reminds me a little bit of the Laura Mercier kind of loose highlighter, maybe. It reminds me of something from Laura Mercier, but I can't remember exactly which one. But this is beautiful. This is gonna stay right up here. For me, this is the kind of highlighter that I like. It's soft, it's beautiful. Yes. Wow. This is such a soft highlighter. It seems to blend into the skin really nicely. Just taking my blush brush a little bit to mix this all up. Yeah, I really like this a lot, actually. Let's try the oil as well. This is in the shade Coquette. A little bit of, oh, wow. No, I don't think I want to like this color. Maybe it was a little too sparkly. Okay, with a lip liner, I could do this. Even my lips are dry and cracked, like there's a scab right there. It's fine. It's not the best. It's just fine. I would much more recommend the highlighter and the powder than the lip product. I could skip that. I'm actually gonna take this off and put a little bit of this Tula 24/7 Moisture Day and Night Lip Mask. So this is so good if your lips are like mine, like cracked and dry. It really hydrates. It definitely will heal your lips. And it has been my go-to for the days when my lips are just in a tragic state. I did my brows real quick, and before I move on to the eyes, I do want to put just a little bit of bronzer. This is RMS in Tan Lines, and I'm just gonna put this a little bit everywhere just to kind of warm up my skin. Not too much. I think this bronzer from RMS is absolutely incredible. I have two colors, Malibu something, and then this one, and I like both of them. It's very, very loved. Okay, we are gonna set my makeup before we move on to the eyes. I'm using the 2-tier makeup fixer. And then I'm going back with just a little bit more of this Jouer powder to make sure that the center here is still matte. I like the glow here. I just want to make sure that the T-zone is kind of blurred and soft and not glowy. This is a really nice powder, guys. It reminds me a little bit of the YSL press powder. Now let's move on to the fun part, this Makeup by Mario. This is the Ethereal Eyes Moonlight. If you guys know me, you know how much I like the original. It is abused. I have used it so much. This is the original one that I have that I bought a couple years ago. It's a palette that I rely on. I absolutely love the toppers so much and just everything about it. I love it. It's perfect. And so when I saw that they came out with more of a cool tone palette, I was ecstatic. Now look at this. Just let's take a moment for that shadow right there. Oh, it's incredible. I did use it only once. So those are the toppers. Beautiful. You have that blue in there that's kind of interesting, but yeah, let's play with this one. I had quite a lot of comments saying I should try this on camera, and I had a lot of people ask me about the Huda Icy Nude palette. Is that the name of it? And I initially was like, no, I don't want it. I'm indifferent towards that, but a lot of you guys said that it's really good. It's not as similar as it looks to her other palettes, so I may pick it up if I see it in store. But yeah, initially I was just not interested in it. I'm taking this color right here, but now I'm a little bit intrigued because all of you guys said that I need to try it, so I may pick it up and use it in a get ready with me. I do like the colors. I think they're pretty. I just thought, oh, I already have all those colors from Huda Beauty. But I'm always willing to test an eyeshadow palette for you guys. Okay, beautiful kind of cream bone color. It's good. Okay, which way should we go? Should we use a little bit of that pinkish brown? Let's take this one right here and put it in the crease-ish. Ooh, that's a pretty color. Definitely cool tone. Mostly on me, it's pulling quite cool tone. So far, the mattes are nice, very similar to the original. They're not as creamy as some other mattes out there, but I love this. In general, I really like the Makeup by Mario mattes. They're a little bit, maybe a little bit more dry than some other matte formulas out there, but I really like the formula. On me, it just works so well because I can build the color and I can sheer it out really well. Before I forget, I have these Rephr brushes. This is the Shodo set. I don't know if this is still available or is limited edition, but this is a new, very unique eyeshadow brushes. It's almost like calligraphy pens, and they're very shallow at the top. They're very soft and they're more dense towards the center, and they come to a point that's very thin. So these brushes are very interesting and I haven't tried them yet, so I'm gonna try them with you. Rephr 02. These were sent to me a while back, so I'm so sorry. I've just been traveling, so I didn't get a chance to test a lot of the products out that I do have, but okay, so this is very interesting. It is feeling like a calligraphy pen. In Romania, we had to learn cursive. That's how everybody writes, or used to. I don't know how they do now, but we were not allowed to print. Everything was cursive, and we would use pens like these. Okay, that's actually really nice. I'm gonna continue to use these. I'm gonna go for the 03, and let's use this brown right here. Just building a little bit more depth right here. Let's see if it can. So the idea with these brushes is that if you use the tip, it's going to be very little product. So if you want to pack the product, you can use it sideways and then use the tip to blend it out softly. It's a little bit more of a precise work. I like it so far. Very unique design. This brown shade combined with the other pink makes it look very gray. However, I did try this brown shade before and it didn't look as gray. So there's that. Just taking my fluffy brush to blend it all out. I kind of want to use some of the blue in this look. So this is an old MAC 17. It has no writing on it or anything, but it's the original formula or hairs. So I'm going to take this blue and I'm going to work it on the lash line mainly, and then coming up. I will put sparkles on top of this, so it doesn't have to be perfect, but I am wanting this blue to kind of show a little bit. Just slowly fading it up and towards the end like that. That's a nice blue. It's not too bright to where it's not wearable and it needs to be a statement, but at the same time it is a bit of color. It's almost like a gray blue. I like that actually. And I'm not a big fan of wearing blue just because I think it can wash me out quite a bit. But that color I like. I'm taking a smaller, more precise brush to build up the color right at the base. And then we're gonna go with the fluffy MAC 17 over it and blend this out. Obviously, I'm doing a more smoky look. I just wanted to play with that blue, but there's so many looks that you could do that are just kind of basic. Just take that blue and black out and you have a very kind of neutral, cool tone palette, which is great. But I do like the addition of this blue here. I'm also gonna go with black on the lash line a little bit at the base. And we're gonna put some sparkle on top, of course. So it doesn't have to be a perfect transition because the sparkle will blend it all out. Now I'm gonna go with just a little bit of this brown right here. I'm gonna take off just a little bit because it's quite intense and just going over this section and blending this. If we lose some of that blue, we can add a little bit more of that after. But I think giving a little bit of this color will make it look a little bit more included or cohesive rather than with nothing there. Can you tell? And now I'm going back with an even smaller brush and adding more of that blue to the base of the lash and flicking it up to blend it. And again, another blending brush. Now I'm taking the black color right here with a very tiny brush. This is a Rephr 23, probably one of my most essential eyeshadow brushes. And I'm just gonna bring more depth to the lash line and blending that black and blue together. I will take this darker color under here. This is leftover black and just smudging it. I don't want to bring the blue on the lower lash line. I'm just gonna use this darker shade. I mean, you can if you want to. I just don't want that right now. Just stab myself in the eye. Before I move on to the sparkles, I want to clean this up a little bit. I don't want it to be quite as harsh. So I'm taking a little bit of the lighter shade on a really fluffy brush. This is a powder brush. And I'm taking some off and then just going over it softly and just softening that edge. I still want that elongated look. I just don't want it to be that harsh. See how much softer that is? Now, what sparkles do you want to put on top? This one is the one that I kind of want to use, but it would take away from the blue. We have this one right there. Ooh, that could be pretty. The white one, put a little bit of that, or the more kind of taupey shade. I wish you guys could let me know what you want to see. I'm going to take a brush and take this lighter shade and use this right here. Again, these are more toppers. They don't have as much base pigment as a shadow that is more of a metallic shade. Okay, that's pretty. This white has some blue reflect through it, so I think it works really well with that blue. I think that's kind of fun. There's almost a green shift to it as well. It's not just blue. Let's try a little bit of the gold on a small brush. But I'm going to put this one on the lower lash line right here. There we go. Now, do I have sparkles everywhere right now? Yes. However, the mattes, I didn't have a problem with the mattes falling down. Only these topper sparkles. Ooh, I like this. This gold color underneath. I think it's pretty. Wow, I have sparkles all over my cheeks right now. Blue sparkles. White and blue. Lovely. I want to try to put a little bit of this topper. The one I said I won't use. Just here. Not this outer area. Just curious how that will look like. It's pretty, not too much. It does take just a little bit away from the blue, but I also think it adds a little bit more interest to the eye look rather than just blue. I kind of like that actually. Let me go clean up everything, put mascara on, and I'll show you the finished look. Here is the finished eye look with a couple layers of mascara, and I really like it. I don't tend to reach for blues much, or even grays, but this I like. I think it performed really well. This palette is beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. This shade right here I wore before, just all over the lid with a little bit of a brown in the crease. That was it. And whenever I wore it, I think it was an Instagram story, I had so many questions of, oh my gosh, what is on your eye? And it was just this color just blended out. That was it. So I really think that Makeup by Mario did an incredible job with this palette. I think it's the perfect addition to the original one, and I think he should make these permanent. Also, this gold right here I love because it is not too yellow gold. It's the wrong finger, but it's a little bit more of a cool tone gold, and I really like it. So this is a 10 out of 10 for me. I really like it. And again, I intentionally used that blue just to show you how you could use the blue. You can also put that blue just all over the lid, smoke it out a little bit, and just keep it matte. But if you take that blue out, this is a great everyday neutral cool tone palette that you can just reach for without having to think about an interesting look that you want to do. So it's also a great basic in your collection. I really like that palette. Moving on to the lips, I do have this Rephr lip combo. This is the plum color, and I did do a reel on Instagram. Now this looks gonna become a little bit extra just because of this lip, but I really want to show you this duo right there. So it comes with one of their new lip liner Blur. Now this is my fourth one of them. Is this one broken? This one's not broken, but my other three colors, the product completely came off after a week of owning them. So I'm just putting this out there. I have had issues with the product, the packaging. I love the actual product, the formula, the cool blurring effect that it has. But if this one's gonna break like the other ones, obviously I can't recommend it. And the gloss is beautiful. Let's just try the product on. It has a really chubby applicator. But this isn't supposed to be precise. It's supposed to be quite blurry, like give that blur effect. So I take this kind of all over, sloppy, and then I just blend it in with my finger. Of course, the camera turned off right as I was applying the lip products. But this is the combo. I absolutely love the color. However, I had such a hard time with this liner today. I did talk apparently just to myself while I was applying it, but I have a lot of dry skin around my mouth, and it's peeling in my chin. And this little guy has caught onto every single one of them and emphasized it. And even putting the gloss on, I feel like it hasn't helped. Let's zoom you in. Hopefully you guys can see even in here, just all around this has caught to all of that skin. Yeah, that's so weird. I have used this product 4 times now and it's never done that. So I know it's my skin around my mouth and all that, but dang, that accentuated it so bad. It was almost impossible to use this product today and wear it. I'm actually gonna wipe it off because I think it looks really just patchy, and you can see the skin that's kind of peeling around my lip line. I fixed the lip and I'm having absolutely no issues with my peeling skin around my lip. And I used the Lisa Eldridge lip liner in 0N with the Givenchy matte lipstick in, I think, shade 10. This is absolutely falling apart. It's one of my favorite lipsticks. It has that kind of blurry matte finish as well. And like I mentioned, I have no issues with it clinging to my dry patches that are obviously there. So this is much, much better. I don't know what to say about this Rephr. I've tried it multiple times, had absolutely no issues. I love the color, and I even wore it throughout the day and it lasted well. I just had to reapply the gloss, but if you have any dryness on your lips or any peeling skin, this will cling for dear life. So there's that. And that's it for the eyes. I think the only thing we could go and do is take a little bit more of that really dark color, black. I feel like I would like to intensify just a little bit the lash line and smoke it out just a tiny bit more. Oops. Just use your finger and blur that out if you messed up like me. I have this urge to use this color in the center of the look. So, I mean, on the eye. So I just want to add just a little bit of this and see how that looks. It's soft. I think it gives a little bit of something to the eye. I like a little bit of that warmth there. I think that's kind of cool. It's not just blue. I like that. That is the finished look. And I have to say that the 2 products that impressed me the most has to be definitely the palette. I love this. It's 10 out of 10 for me. I love the formula. I love the toppers. I think they're so beautiful. And this one right here is the one, I think. The one. Let me swatch it right here. It has some warmth in it. It has some silver in it. It's almost a mauviness to it as well. I think it's such a beautiful color, and I have worn this, like I mentioned before, all over the lid, and it is absolutely stunning. And the other product that I really, really enjoy is this Jouer powder. Again, this is the Soft Focus Hydrate and Set Powder, and this is in just the lightest color. I think it's absolutely beautiful, and I will probably put it in my purse as a touch-up powder. I think it's great. So those are all the products applied. What do you guys think? I would love to know your thoughts, good or bad, in the comments down below. And make sure you subscribe. I have future videos, a lot more in December, that maybe there'll be a little bit more outside of my comfort zone, some Christmassy stuff, definitely some makeup reviews, the top 2024 videos that seems like a lot of people enjoy. So make sure you're subscribed down below. You can also follow me on Instagram, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.